We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
You guys have to tweet about this.
What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it?
You haven't heard of the Optiven offer?
No.
I must excuse you, invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer. If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
Can you hear me? Right, I don't know how your past week has been, but of course what I know for sure is that we have a great show lined up for you right here on the Bottom Line KE. My name as always is Eugene Anangwe, and you're right on time for one of Kenya's biggest political talk shows right here on Look Up TV. Tonight on the program we are going to be analyzing the latest events in the political scene, and of course there's been a lot that has happened, including just this evening we have reports that the Deputy President William Ruto was actually stopped from making a private flight or trip to the Ugandan country, and of course we'll be able to analyze that and much more. Of course there's also the NASA coalition being on its political grave, if the words said or uttered by the former members, if I may, is anything to go by. But what is cooking, of course, when it comes to these particular people who had come up together to seek power through that particular coalition? We'll be analyzing that as well. Of course, there's been statements from the RUTO allied wing of the UDA. Of course, we've heard that the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, is not a good sell for the Mount Kenya region. We'll be also dissecting that, according to who, and of course, what are the indicators as far as that is concerned. What are the other issues that will be coming along throughout this particular week that just has started when it comes to politics? They say a day in politics is such a long time. All you need to do to be part of this particular conversation is to join us via the hashtag #TheBottomLineKE. That is the hashtag we're following throughout the night. Simply tweet us, and you have the right not to actually tag anybody else, but if you just add that particular hashtag, we'll be able to track your tweet and be able to read it right here on the program. So keep them coming. I have the Promised Island who's already saying they are trying to stop the Deputy President in all ways possible, even dismissing his bottom-up approach. Kawangware's finest says, was it right for Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju's utterances? I know you know what Raphael Tuju said, referring to the bottom-up economic model, or he's just popularizing UDA in Mount Kenya since he's a mole disguised in the Pangani chambers. That's what he says. I have several of you right here, including John Evanson, who says siasa za Kenya wachana nazo. And I'll be reading more of them right here on the program. So keep them coming, because the Bottom Line KE starts right now. Right, you're right on time, like I said, for the Bottom Line KE. Let me tell you this, every week I cannot wait for this particular day so that we're able to dissect the happenings in the country. Politics is so important for us to leave it just to the politicians. And so I want to welcome our panelists tonight on the program. I have none other than Maina Karobia, who is a political strategist. Thank you so much, Maina, for making time.
Thank you.
And I must say this, thank you for accepting to come on the show on such short notice.
Thank you.
Asante sana for making time. I know people are looking at the poster and they're like, huh, okay, this is not so-and-so I saw. Yes. Also with us is none other than Moses Oburu, who's a member of the ANC party. Moses, thank you for making time.
Thank you.
Also on short notice, asante sana for coming through. All right, also with us is Eric Ragalo. He's an ODM luminary in Mount Kenya. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa, for coming through.
Asante sana.
Good. I want us to get ourselves easy for this particular conversation. Of course, I always say it's not an interview. It's a debate. We analyze and we agree to disagree on the panel. And I want to apologize that it is a manel. Many people always say, no, this is not a panel, it's a manel, it's just men there. But we actually had invited the lady on the panel, but we hope that she'll get well and be able to join us next time. Let's start off, first of all, by the recent or latest information we've received later today. We heard that the Deputy President, William Ruto, was actually blocked from making a private visit to Uganda, and he has been advised, according to reports, to seek clearance from the head of public service, Joseph Kenywa. Let me start with you, Maina. Your reaction to this information. I mean, what do you read from it?
You say, thank you, Eugene, for hosting me here. It's quite unfortunate that the state is prosecuting, or it is persecuting Deputy President William Samoei Ruto because of his political conviction and ideologies, which he has since been promoting even before they got into government in 2013. So I feel it is unfortunate that in a democratic country as Kenya, we have people who think that they can restrict the movement of the people, the political views that a person holds, or even the people they associate with. You see, Eugene, William Ruto since 2017, and this, for me, I read it from when they were being sworn in 2017. The announcement of the cabinet, first of all, William Ruto was not involved, according to my analysis. Even the announcement of the Big Four agenda, he was not per se in that presser. So we have been seeing systematic persecution of the Deputy President because of the political ideology that he holds and because of the ambition that he holds in 2022. And let us not lie to ourselves. William Ruto has a right to vie. He has a right to express his political ideology.
But in this case, the trip, any public servant has to seek clearance.
But this is unprecedented. Where didn't we hear of it in the first term? Where didn't we hear it during Kibaki's regime? It's quite unfortunate that they want to settle political scores. They want to have a biased political landscape as we head to 2022. And I know Kenyans are watching. Kenyans are intelligent people. They are going to make rational choices as we head to 2022.
Right. Thank you, Maina, for the opening remarks. I want to go to Moses. I mean, same question. How do you read it? Maina says this is sabotage. This is witch hunt.
We know government protocols.
Yes.
Some of us have served in one way or the other in government, and there's a way in which statecraft functions. And I mean, you're a servant of the state, and the Deputy President is a second in command servant of the state, and he knows, and maybe Maina does not know that for such a top official to leave the country, there are protocols to be followed, and well, I think Deputy President has been on a mission to try and play victim, so that he keeps on inciting, exciting, just trying to troubleshoot from his support base, so that the notion is that he's being persecuted for political reasons. But I think he knows what he should do. It is normal, it is natural, it is protocol for him to be cleared, because he's not the president. He's not the president. He's the deputy president. So he serves on a delegated basis. So, I mean, if he was the president, then unless he's trying to show that he's equal to the president, unless that's what he wants to tell the country, but the protocol rules demands that he seeks clearance.
I think, Eric, I want to hear from you as well. If he knows that that is the protocol he needs to follow, why would he not do it?
Brother, it's very funny. I would even tell you, if the president is leaving the country, the president might tell the people, tomorrow the president will be traveling to the United Nations, he'll be going to do this and this and this. So the people know, because now the president must tell the people who are supreme. The president does not just wake up and tomorrow the president is in America. He has to tell us he's leaving and this is what he's going to do. When the president left Kenya for UK, were you aware?
Yes, I was aware.
Thank you. He had to tell us, I'm going and this is what I'm going to do. When the president comes back, we are told he's come with these goodies and this and this and this. So we are also aware when the president is coming. I mean, it's serious. If the president just sneaks out and something happens, do you know who will ask? That's a very hard question. You are working here. You cannot just stop coming to work. So the deputy president is deputy to someone.
But the idea,
he's a public servant. He has to get clearance. Even parliamentarians can't just leave. They get clearance. Even MCAs, they don't just travel. They get clearance. Remember, he's a very important person. Let's not put politics. My brother put a lot of words here. I'm out of politics. Though I'm ODM, I may want to answer him, but let's use logic here. Logic entails that such an important person leaving the country, one, his health, two, his security, and many other aspects are looked at when he's leaving and when he's coming back. He cannot just sneak out. Let's not go far. Let's look at any high-rank politician, Wetangula, Musalia, Raila. They are very important people in this country. If they are living out of the country, somehow, somewhat, the state knows Nani is leaving. Though they don't earn anything, because anything that happens to these people, it may come back to us in a very bad political picture.
So you read this as a gesture of goodwill?
That's a gesture of goodwill.
Let's hear from...
Let me finish this. So should he... Now, question is, the deputy president is leaving the country. He's left, the first one he went. The state was found unawares. He's in Uganda. This is a deputy president having a meeting with a president of another country without your mother country having given you clearance. Man, that is insubordination, indiscipline of the highest order. Let's put politics away. So what should you do with such a person? A troublesome baby. You spank. There is no way he would have left today. What if he goes and something happens? Let's talk politics. And start thinking logic. And if at all we are bringing politics at that, he's being victimized or something, man, we have passed through it. I've been with Raila from 2002. I've never left his side. We've seen what persecution means. We've seen all the tears and pain.
So you understand?
I mean, this DP persecution, I mean, it is an iceberg, a small thing. He's not even gotten it as it is. We've been through it. There's nothing he's talking about. And if he's trying the state, he should not try the state that way. Remember, now I'll give you, he's a DP. So much indiscipline things happened in his own office. What happened about the scandal of bringing army instruments, security instruments? Are they not in discipline? So how did the state
I think we are losing the debate. You see, the information that we have at hand, because I think my good friends are talking from the point of lack of information.
What's the inside info? I mean,
the information is that William Ruto was going to Uganda on private capacity.
Excuse me, a deputy president cannot do anything.
What's it to scale? Maybe there's some info.
You'll take it from me. He was going to Uganda on private capacity.
Okay.
Then, when he was held, because I want to call it being held hostage in Wilson Airport, he was asked about the requisite documents, which he actually...
Standard procedure, no?
Yeah, which he actually opted to, he actually committed to provide. But when he did this commitment, when he was availing this document, the respective officers, immigration, people at the ministry, they would always pass the buck to ranking officers. In fact, the members of parliament, they had just made a release some few minutes ago, and they were saying that they actually called the minister, the interior cabinet secretary. Yeah. Then he passed over the buck to the head of public service. Yeah. Then head of public service, he was asked the same question, why they are not okaying or approving the travel. But they would not just say, who is this person who is calling the shots, or who is the person who is holding this back in regards to the travel. What I would say is that we are not reading politics, or we might not read politics into it, as my brothers are trying to say, but we must call it as it is. This is politics on high heels. They know. And when my brother says that last time, 2 weeks ago, that William Ruto went to Uganda and announced, is he trying to say that the security apparatus of our country are incompetent, that they don't know when somebody is sneaking in or sneaking out? Let me tell you, William Ruto can't just travel. He knows he is a state property. The NIS, the security organs, have their personnel around the deputy president. The people who work with the deputy president are actually people who have been seconded by the government. So they know each and every move, they know each and every contact that he makes. So when he says that he just went to Uganda without the approval of the state or the government officials, or the state was not aware that he is going there, then he is trying to say that our security organs are not competent, and in any case, we are even vulnerable to other attacks. Right. So let me say this, Eugene. Yeah. People should realize that we are 1 year to the election. Our detractors and opponents, they are panicking. They know that William Ruto is the front runner to 2022 elections, and they are trying each and every means possible to drill him. But I must tell them, an idea whose time has come cannot be stopped. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped. Gentlemen, I want us to move the conversation forward. There is what we know. I think most of us are in the dark until probably more information is divulged on this particular situation. But what we know for a fact is that Deputy President William Ruto has made a statement concerning the state of the nation, and he has been categorical on what he feels has caused the country to be in the state that it is in. And we have a clip here, because I don't want it to be said that we said it here, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth. This is a statement that Deputy President William Ruto mentioned or said when it comes to why the country is where it is today. Let's take a look at it and then we'll analyze.
Sababu ya utapeli wao, ile walituambia ni priority ya kubadilisha katiba ndio ipatikane mamlaka na ipatikane vyeo, ndio imeleta sisi mahali hapa tulipo sasa, kwamba madeni inarundika, vijana wanahangaika, kina mama wanahangaika, uchumi imeenda chini kwa sababu ya utapeli wao. Ile walituambia ni
priority. There you have it. So the Deputy President says we are here because of the distraction of those who say they want to change the constitution and the BBI, and that is why the country now has high rates of unemployment. That is why we are actually having a lot of debts, owed to the Chinese and all that. I want to read your thoughts on that, and I want to start with you, Eric. What do you read from that?
I want to use a very crude word.
I hope it's clear.
William Ruto is lying.
He's lying.
Very badly. He has been there for 8-9 years. We started with the Eurobond, 250 billion. I want to ask him, what did it do? You are there. You were given opportunity as person who was taking care of agriculture. You started Galana Kulalu that was going to change the bread basket. What did you do? You under your docket, Deputy President, fertilizer that was substandard came. What did you do? Where did we start? The rain beating us. So BBI of 1 year brought the problems. And you know very well, problems started with the scandals under your belt. Some of them, your officials were implicated. The dam that is supposed to assist your own community in Kalenjin Nation, where you don't take wheelbarrow. You only take wheelbarrow to one region called Central Region, where I come from. There you don't take wheelbarrow, they lost money for dams. That is poverty. So poverty started with you under your belt. Stop lying to Kenyans. We are not going to be fooled. I mean, you were there at our time with ODM. You were given agriculture. Under your belt, NCPB. We had a lot of scandal. We even had scandals of infected maize, what we call, I've forgotten the name. I mean, why do you lie? So you want to tell me BBI of 1 year has made women lack money, people lack money. So now the resolution of the lacking money, you bring wheelbarrow to them.
Oburu.
And what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's him I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Let him not lie to Kenyans. If we're going to lose money and everything, please stop lying to Kenyans that BBI is their problem. You are part of it. You are there for 8 years. Stop lying. It hurts. And my brother here is young. He's singing his name. I'm with him in Mount Kenya region, where they are consuming wheelbarrow that are not taken to Nyanza. They are consuming wheelbarrow that are not taken to Coast. They are consuming wheelbarrow that are not taken to where? Rift Valley in Sugoi. Have we seen wheelbarrow being given in Sugoi?
You see, Eugene,
these guys are being lied to.
Eugene, we are not doing, Hustler Nation is not about tribal.
It is. It is. If it is not, I want to see wheelbarrow in Garissa.
We don't do ethnic mobilization. Ours is all about empowerment. It's all about hard work.
But back to that particular statement by Deputy President William Ruto, that the problems of this country are here with us because of those he calls watapeli, those who came in to government and diverted the attention of the Big Four agenda to changing the constitution. Is that really true?
You see, Eugene, our first question we should ask ourselves, was changing the constitution the priority of ordinary Kenyans? Is the changing of constitution driven by citizens or it was driven by leaders? So, and you see, that's why William Ruto is talking about there was a change of priorities within government since the handshake. You see, the urgent priority for Kenyans today is the economy. It's all about availance of money in their pockets, food on the table, school fees for students or pupils. It's not about changing the constitution. Already we are guaranteed of our democratic rights within the current constitution.
So for 8 years, for the past 8 years, why were we not able to work on those issues?
If you look at the government of Jubilee,
as a government,
if you look at the Jubilee administration from 2013 to 2017, there were drastic or deliberate efforts to improve our economy. In fact, the economy was reading at 5.5 in terms of growth. Today, we are talking about an economy that cannot be felt by ordinary Kenyans, an economy whose government brings down buildings each and every week.
Who is this government? It's good
the government.
Clear this.
Which government?
You see, the government of handshake, the handshake government.
No, we don't have handshake government.
Let me tell you, my friend Eugene. My brother here is talking about William Ruto being in government. He is forgetting that, and I like what my brother Moses talked about. William Ruto is just a principal assistant. He works on a delegated duty. He can't serve on him. He doesn't have a stipulated responsibility within the constitution other than being the principal assistant to the president. And we know well, in politics, the buck stops with the boss.
The boss. So and the boss takes the blame, the boss takes the credit
and William
whenever
Ruto,
there is...
Exactly. And William Ruto has never been given any duty and failed on serving on it.
All right.
Eugene,
yes.
We have been in this country since 2013, and we can trace the happenings in the Jubilee government from the outset in 2013 when they were sworn in, Ruto William and Uhuru Kenyatta. And we know that the government projects were placed under the DP's office. And we know because we're in this country. And we know the role Ruto was playing. He was literally running the government. Literally running the government. For anybody who wanted any deal, any contract, anything, it's William Ruto will say. It is known. It is in the public domain.
From 2013.
From 2013.
Who gave him that duty?
Allow me to prosecute my case. And so, one cannot wake up today and start blaming guests. People who I don't know, maybe he's an audio, maybe you can tell us what Raila has been doing in Ghana. Maybe I don't know. But I know that William Ruto was in charge of that government up to the time he started complaining. And we know the reasons why he was complaining. When our deputy president says that money was lost, but this money is so little, it is 7 billion. My friend, can you quantify 7 billion? So, this man is a liar. And you know, Kenyans may be poor as they are now, but they're not stupid. They are not stupid. They are not stupid at all. To buy lies, outright lies, spoken by a second man in command, that is conveniently takes credit what is successful in the government, and anything that he thinks is a failure is attributed to his boss Uhuru. So I mean, imagine he's doing this and he's a deputy president. Suppose he's the one in command.
Yeah, but Murkomen, Kipchumba Murkomen has been on the record, and he says you can't blame Ruto for Jubilee failures. Raila is the real deputy president.
Yes.
Raila is not the deputy president.
The shots.
Please, be honest.
Yeah.
Raila is not the deputy president.
Yeah.
Where does Raila sign anything?
Yeah.
Yes,
how does Raila become a deputy president? Can you tell us now, please, and be very clear in a very short word, how Raila is a deputy president?
How is Raila the deputy president in the words of Murkomen?
No, in his also words.
And in his own words.
In analyzing how Raila Odinga is the deputy president in the country, is by his influence within government. The appointments that we have been seeing in government, we saw him in Migori, he had a government, a GK vehicle. That tells you this person is
appointed.
This tells you.
Eugene, can you
this tells you.
Yeah.
This tells you. Raila Odinga is enjoying the privileges of a deputy president. If he can influence the appointments,
who is appointed,
the allocation of resources in regions, that tells you.
Let's talk about the failures of Jubilee government, which Murkomen says cannot be blamed on the deputy president because Raila Odinga is.
I'm not a supporter of Raila Odinga.
Rightfully, but my brother Moses said that.
Let's give him time.
You see, my brother Moses here talked about William Ruto was in government in 2013 to 2017. And since 2017 to 2021, he has not been involved in government
2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, those are 4 years.
Yes, there you can,
he
around that period, around that
mega scandals.
Yes.
Listen, around that period, you could have held, you can hold him accountable. But from 2017 to date, he has barely been involved in any government project. Merely, even in terms of, we saw the president transferring some of the responsibilities that can be done by the deputy president to a junior officer within the cabinet.
Who's not Raila Odinga?
Who in this case is the Minister of Interior and Government Coordination. So, but let me tell you, influencing, you don't have to be the deputy president by the title to influence government priorities and government business. You can actually also be influencing it from the outside. And that's how even these people who fund elections, they do it. Even in US, the president is not per se the person who calls the shots within the government. So that tells you, and that's why you had the brother to Raila Odinga, that is Oburu. He was talking of, we are trying to win this system so that in 2022 we can have an easy sale towards clinching the president.
We'll talk about that. But Eric, as you come in,
I come from Kiambu County, and initially when we were on the wrong side of the government, per se, because we're in parliamentary system, nobody is in opposition, if you look at it. We are all part and parcel of the government.
It depends on a presidential system.
Yes, a presidential
we are not parliamentary.
Okay, so if you are an opposition, you are a leader of minority, so there is no opposition. What I want to tell him is we couldn't talk or become close with the people who are designated Jubilee, because there was a feeling if you come near them, they will be beaten by opponents who unakaa na watu wa ODM. And remember when the handshake came, all these issues were coming. So Raila shaking hands with Uhuru was to calm the issue that we can talk. President can talk with his opposition, most ardent political adversary. They are together, they are talking, they are taking tea. Why then am I not talking to Eugene, who now was on the other side? So if you see people are cozy, don't blame and start saying, this guy has come to remove us. Per se, Raila riding on a GK car is not a big issue. Why is it not a big issue? Because I also ride in a GK car.
It's a big issue.
You would find me. You can find me in a GK car. I mean, you can find me in a GK car. It is an MP's car or it is someone else's car. But I'm in a GK car. Does that mean I'm in the GK car now automatically I become, direct government who calls short in a GK car?
But that GK car is facilitated by tax.
And that's why I was telling you, we are in one government. You can be in a GK car. What my friend is forgetting is the story is very simple. How much money did we lose in the first 5 years? When we were going to election, we were being told we are losing 1 trillion per year, which is true, okay? 1 trillion per year. How do we lose 1 trillion per year? So which means if we look at our economy, how much do we get and how much do we lose? Where are we losing these monies? You start from hustlers, jet, nini. You remember all these things. That is where we lost the money.
But the question here, the specific question here is when we, or when you talk about crucifying the deputy president on the failures of the Jubilee government, Murkomen is saying that Ruto is in office just by name. The real deputy president is Raila Odinga. And I want us to
Eugene, that is escapist. That is escapist. No, you cannot fool Kenyans. I mean, you can fool Kenyans. We know the reasons why Uhuru and Ruto have issues. It's because of the mega scandals that rocked the first Jubilee 5 years. Mega scandals. You can name them.
But why is he not in jail?
Yes, why is he not in jail? Why did the president talk to them?
Excuse me. Our judicial system, people are in courts. You know people are in courts, and ultimately, all the dots will be connected.
Okay.
Yeah, but the president can only be so foolish to take key responsibilities, because this man had been given to run all the projects. He was the coordinator of government projects for 5 years.
That's a perception.
And no, we were there.
It is not a perception. Can I give you?
It's not a perception. Let
me give you an example.
How do you call the reality a perception?
Eugene, let me give him a reality.
All the government projects were being coordinated from the DP's office.
Yes.
He was the one chairing all the committees. It's not a perception. It's a reality.
Let's hear why he feels
the minutes are there.
Eugene,
why do you feel it's a perception that he was not in power in the?
He was the man running the show.
You see, Eugene.
Yeah.
We can't keep throwing aspersions here that William Ruto was doing this, doing that in the first term. First thing you should know is that William Ruto is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, and he was then. He knew his place. He could only act on delegated duties. If he was doing what my brothers here are saying, then it means the president had given him the approval to do that. He can't just go and say, I'm going to coordinate this.
Can you now tell the country? Can you now tell the president's role?
The second thing is...
Can he be honest and tell the country that I've been crucified by the president, did ABCD? Can he be honest?
The second thing is that...
Why is he hiding behind curtains?
These allegations that they are making here, we had a functioning judiciary then. We had security operators that could have actually told the president that you have a second man, or you are second in in rank, in command, is doing so this and this. Please act. But the president, when the president actually chose William Ruto to be his running mate in 2017, essentially he was actually giving him a vote of confidence that this man has been delivering as the deputy president from 2013 to 2017, and that's why I'm choosing him for the second time to be my deputy. So the president was very much okay with him influencing government policies, as my brothers are trying to say, and he was very much okay as they head in from 2017 to 2018. But when we saw handshake come on board in 2018, government priorities changed. We don't know what was discussed in Harambee House. Maybe the president was actually told, drop this Big Four agenda of yours. If you want us to agree or have a common agenda, we must now start talking about changing the constitution and other affairs which we have been seeing have been prioritized since 2017 to 2021.
Right. I want to tell President that Big Four agenda is not over. There is Ngara housing project, which actually iliisha. There is Kiambu County housing projects, okay, affordable housing projects. One is being done at Majengo Estate in Ruiru. The other one is going to be done in Thika. So the projects are not over and they are on.
I think this is a deliberate move to just say that the Big Four agenda failed.
You see the handshake. I'm telling you because I'm the chairman of Ruiru affordable housing. Bro, I'm talking out of now confidence here. Okay, so handshake did not stop some of these things. So we stop. That's why I said we stop lying. If you come to Ruiru Majengo, we have affordable housing project for 200 families who will get houses, 3 2-bedroom houses after the project is done. I am the chairman there. You understand? So there are other projects ongoing. So as much as we may want to say some of these things are not happening, they are. Agriculture. There is a dam in Kitui. When that dam is done, it will produce electricity and offer water for irrigation. That is typically agriculture production. So as much as we are saying right now under KIE, we are looking at offering bamboo projects where we may start young guys below 35, bamboo projects where they will plant bamboo, will harness and harvest bamboo to produce toothpick and other things that bamboo can produce, like books. You understand? Artifacts from bamboo, then that will be sold and money will trickle down back to who? To where it started, from farming and all that. So that is industrialization and starting from the young people. It is coming, it is there.
And you mentioned trickle down, and it trickled or
no, I said trickle down.
Yes.
I didn't say bottom up.
And I want us to have this conversation.
I said trickle down.
Every electioneering period, we have manifestos coming in. I mean, every politician and those aspiring, they come with manifestos, and I'm sure some of you see.
The leaders of these two guys have woke up one day and realized that the problem Kenyans are facing is economy.
The leader of these two guys, that is right,
woke up one day and realized that Musalia Mudavadi has been consistent talking about the economy. They need to revive, resuscitate, and restore the economy through curbing corruption, good governance, reduced taxation, and general harmonizing of the country through national unity. He's been very consistent.
Track record,
very clear.
All those years that he's been in power.
Yes, he you know what he did when the country was down in 1993. If you're of age like me, after the 1992 general election, the chaos that we visited this country through that printing shilingi 500 Jirongo note. You know the inflation levels that hit this country, rocked this country. The young man, 32 years old, was placed the docket of finance.
Yes.
And there was chaos. Banks were.
Then
What did he do?
Tell us about Golden Bag.
Golden Bag was conceptualized in 1988 by George Saitoti.
Then what did he do?
The man who stopped Golden Bag is Musalia Mudavadi. And the records are there. Listen, let me be clear on this.
Yeah.
When Musalia lost the election in 2002, and he was in the cold, Mwai Kibaki and his system put up the Dosire Commission of inquiry into the Golden Bag.
Yes.
And it was aired live. The whole country watched.
Yeah.
Musalia testified, everybody testified.
Yeah.
What did the commission come up with? You saved the country, the report is in black and white. Musalia Mudavadi was cleared. He became a state witness because he saved the country and the records are there. What he did to stop Golden Bag. It was not easy, but he did. The man went ahead to bring back donor confidence. He went to the Bretton Woods, to the Paris Club, and brought back donors and started funding this economy. And the economy grew. The man went ahead and enhanced tax collection. The act he brought to parliament created KRA. Kenya never had we had a custom that was neither here or there. He created KRA. This man, all the banks that were collapsing, Delphi's, the other one that were used to as conduits of siphoning Golden Bag money, he brought them together and created Consolidated Bank, which is there today. So this is a man who worked for this country, and the records are there. The Golden Bag report is there, and it is clear in black and white. When Musalia was in the cold, cleared Musalia.
Let me ask him a question.
Yeah.
Jirongo 1992. I was there. Though I was young, but I knew what was happening because I got the 500 shillings with my dad. And I was happy. I was in class 5 and I ate Jirongo. So the question is, was Musalia part of the government in 1992?
What do you think?
Yes or no? Yes. Was he part of the kitchen government in 1992?
No.
Yes.
No.
My friend Musalia was.
He wasn't. But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. So he wasn't, but he was remembered automatically in 1992.
Do you know when Golden Bag was going? Listen. Let me tell you. Let me clear it. Golden Bag was conceptualized in 1988. But Musalia was elected to parliament in 1989.
Yes, the point I'm
Saitoti had already conceptualized Golden Bag. And listen,
the point I'm asking, he was
be logical. Be logical. Because Musalia was not running the show. The president was President Moi. Moi was the president.
So let me.
No, but you are right. You are trying this man decided to digress. President Moi was the president. Moi was the president.
I don't like people who don't answer that. What if I was asking? Let me ask. I'm not lying. It is a question.
Moi was the president.
Cannot be a lie. If I'm asking a wrong question, tell me it is wrong.
You're not asking. You are alleging. Asking and alleging. It's not different.
It's just ask to
not allege.
Have you finished?
You go ahead.
So what I was asking, 1992, he was there as part of the government. If he felt it was not good to do this, at 1992, he was aware this thing was running. Why didn't he join the other guys in 1992 in Ford Asili, and fight the government and tell them, no, you cannot do this? I think
that is naivety.
Not naivety. Part of it, he saw it, but he shut it up. So what was he covering?
When was Golden Bag revealed?
Listen, this is the question now. Moses alluded to the fact that the two leaders, the leader of your party and the leader of his party,
woke up the
other day and
realized that the economy is the big problem.
We need to fix.
One was talking about building bridges. This one was talking about something, many things that don't make sense.
I'm trying to condense this so that we can be able to move this conversation forward. So the question is, why do you feel that your party leader, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the leader of the ODM party, has been consistent, as opposed to what Moses says, that your party leader just woke up the other day and just discovered the economy is very important for this country?
Okay. I want to take him back to 1990. When things were thick in this country, but we didn't have any other party other than KANU. There are people who are outside the party KANU who are still fighting the government and telling people the truth. Actually, this was happening as early as 1987 when the Kenya newspapers and what have you. Then in 1990 is when now we started great push to pluralism, okay? Where now people who are outside decided enough is enough, let's fight for this and let's turn our constitution back and let's turn our head and decide we need a good country. Back then, nobody could question Moi. Nobody even would think questioning Moi was right. So the people who started fighting it outside were called names. What were they called? They were called people who are being communists and are being pushed by other people to come and destroy our nation. Some of the guys we are talking about here now were the same people demonizing people who are outside. And you know what happened in between 1991 and 92? 1991, we got pluralism, and there was a new party called Ford. Ford came with the restoration of democracy. I don't want to put too many language because restoration of democracy is to restore everything that is supposed to go back to line.
Now, to contextualize that in the 2022 vote.
Yes. So I was a leader. Let me know this guy is going too far. Let me tell him. Let me put him in. I was the secretary for Ford Kenya. University branch. I was a member of Operation Moi Out. So the things he's trying to bring here are not relevant to this debate because we were in that. Some of us just come to the topic of the economy and 2022.
We are losing the debate to ODM being stuck to history of Raila.
I was a member of Operation Moi Out. So he's trying to bring things that we may need a day to discuss this.
Let's have Minor.
Because me, I was there.
Minor, go ahead.
You were in class 5. Me, I was already there.
Minor, go ahead.
Eugene, we are losing the debate to the history of Raila Odinga.
You feel this is personal because NASA members are split?
They are still asking who is going to be the flag bearer or what next after the death of NASA last week. But your question was more of economy. You see, Moses is talking about that Musalia Mudavadi was the person who started talking this conversation of economy.
He's been consistent, that's what Moses says.
The point is, Eugene, you can be talking of something, but you're not making sense, and you're not identifying with the needs of the people. You can also be talking about a certain topic, but you're not giving solutions. You are just mentioning economy.
Which you feel the two
I have said Musalia has been very clear. Curb corruption.
Give me time.
Curb corruption. Stop wastage. You know when you say that, he's not giving. No, he's lying.
Let's have your time.
No. But he's lying.
Moses, can you just
but you see, when you say that Musalia is not, I've said Musalia has been giving.
You see,
let's have him give.
He has not been given any recommendation.
No.
How he is going
Eugene,
to
call him to order, to appreciate
this is
that Musalia has been. You know, Eugene, you're going to let him go off the hook.
Yes.
Eugene, you're letting him off the hook.
I've made you.
Don't let him off the hook.
But I've made you say
But can he acknowledge that about corruption? Stop wastage. It's not acknowledged.
Making those points after we have talked about the bottom up. Listen, Eugene.
Carry on.
William Ruto has been very consistent about the economy. When the Jubilee government was coming to power, he was very consistent about building the economy from the bottom. And let me tell you, William Ruto has been consistent when other people have been talking about changing the constitution, interfering with the liberties of Kenyans through destruction of enterprise. William Ruto has talked about the bottom-up economic model, whereby it's all about taking the government priorities to the economic interest of the people at the lowest level of the pyramid. Bottom-up economic model is a people-centered approach. And at the center of this approach is the values of hard work, resilience, and determination. And you see, the bottom-up economic model, for the longest time we have been talking about the trickle-down. My brother was talking about the housing agenda in Those are the infrastructure.
And you feel that is trickle down?
That is trickle down.
But you're the one saying that the Big Four agenda was delayed, and if there was no handshake, it would have continued.
The Hustler Nation.
Tell this guy to explain to you what bottom up is.
Yes, the Hustler Nation and a considerable majority of Kenyans are talking about that for the longest time. Kenya has been operating on the trickle down economic model, which has not brought any gain to them other than the disastrous outcomes and a segregated way of life in this country. And they are saying that it is time now we talk about the bottom up, whereby everybody is brought on board, everybody feels included in the economic affairs of the country, where people at the lowest level of the economic pyramid are involved. Government priorities, government investments are taken to these people so that we can have people being risen from a certain level of the economy to another, and we can have an enlarged tax base. My brother is talking about...
In all that you've said, there's no production. There's no production.
Let me tell you.
Eric, I want to tell my brother, bottom up can only work in a setup where you have a managerial setup, where you pull. I'll give you an example. In the hierarchy of Ministry of Health, you have the Ministry of Health up there, then you have KEMSA and what have you. So when you are down here as a nurse or a doctor, you make requisition of what you want in your facility. So that requisition goes to KEMSA. So actually you're pulling. But in governance like the government, there is nothing bottom up. It is trickle down. How does trickle down work? And my brother will tell you, he's been there longer. All the monies, people work down here. We pay taxes, okay? All that tax go where? To the consolidated account. Some go to the, nowadays we have our system of counting. So when all that money is there, after every year, according to our wish, okay? How does our wish come? Differences of area. Garissa farming, they need a company for farming, for production of livestock, meat. So what happens? The government does in that area, brings that which they need. You see what Kakamega did? They did a farming for fish. Kisumu did differently. You won't bring fish in the middle of Gatondo. They do what they want. So that is how everything trickles down to them. So what DP
RUTO says trickle down has not worked.
Yes, it has not worked for the last 58 years.
What DP RUTO is telling us, he's actually again lying to Kenyans. The lie is very simple. He says he's going to give 100,000 to every poor person. You see, that is the bottom up. He knows what I'm talking about. So I want us to do a very small mathematics.
100,000 times the population.
100,000 times the population of poor people. The poor people he's talking about. I want to give an example of poor people is a room of 40% of the nation. Let me give. No.
If take 40.
No, let's do this. Our simple 40%. Bro, takes 40. 40% of.
Use the data known. Kenya National Bureau of Statistics.
No, I'm just giving my.
use the data.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying an example. Yes. I'm not saying the data that is talking about. I'm giving an example.
We are talking to Kenyans, my brother.
Okay, I'm giving, bro, we give example in class.
Use 40.
So 40% of our population. I want to talk about 20 million. Okay? Take 20 million, give them 100,000. You're talking of 2 trillion. You're giving 2 trillion for free to Kenyans. You're remaining with a budget of what?
Our budget is 3 trillion.
Of 1 trillion. So I want Mr. RUTO to work with 1 trillion and run the government without us, without anything being stolen or lost or corrupted. So it is not possible. Let's not work things that are not possible. You know, when you go 60%, bro, utabaki na 500 million.
But the data,
it's not possible.
If my brother can admit, Eugene, if my brother can admit that 50% of Kenyan population is poor, and we are operating at the trickle downs, then it means we are operating on a failed system.
I gave an example.
Let me tell you, it is from this trickle down.
Kenyans have been made poor by the Jubilee RUTO policies from 2013.
Eugene,
cannot run away from this.
It is from this trickle down.
Don't run away from the reality.
Yeah.
Kenyans have been made poor, caused poverty by RUTO policies from 2013. Those are facts.
Eugene,
you don't run away from it.
But you're working in the same government. Eugene.
I'm not in government.
Eugene. It is from this wanton theft of public coffers that my brothers are complaining here that Kenya has been operating at the trickle down. If this system has shown scientifically that we can't fight corruption under this model, why don't we try a new system? A change is as good as a rest.
Can I ask you very
is there a system? Eugene, I'm asking you. Is there a system in the world?
The bottom-up economic model.
I want him to give me an answer. Which system of the world using bottom-up? We have almost 180 countries in the world. So which system in the world using bottom-up? Because again, you have to copy from someone.
Yes, and I'm going there.
Which one?
Eugene.
Which country? Just give me.
He's going to do that.
I'm going to mention that.
He's going to do that. He's not going to do that.
He's not even explain what bottom-up is.
Eugene, the bottom-up economic model prioritizes value chains in the agricultural sector. It prioritizes focused leadership under the leadership and governance pillar. It prioritizes an effective financial system for the government. Where we can find a successful bottom-up economic model to have operated is in US. When Barack Obama was getting into government, he got into government when there was the Great Depression of 2008. And after Barack Obama got into government, he proposed that we have been operating under this trickle down that was proposed by Ronald Reagan in 1980s. Why don't we try this, the bottom up, as an economic recovery strategy after the Great Depression of 2008. And we saw after when Barack Obama started operating under this bottom-up economic model.
How did he do it?
We saw
Eric, he's responding to a question.
No, this man got away with so many things.
You can challenge it. You can challenge it. Let's allow him to finish.
And it's after this.
He never answers challenge.
And it is after this adoption of this strategy of bottom-up as an economic recovery by Barack Obama, we saw a lot of
what did he do? You are not going to be so.
What did he do?
So the question
is how did he apply it?
How did he apply it?
Yes. Paraphrase it.
You see, how he applied it.
Give us an example.
Is government intervention.
The motor industry. What did he do to the motor industry? Now that you don't know.
No, he's responding.
No, he's responding. How did he do it?
You see, how Obama operationalized the bottom-up economic model in US. He first of all gave various tax incentives to enterprises at the regional level. Because one thing, let me tell you, the bottom-up economic model is anchored on regional economics. And this is something that you can go and...
We have devolution in Kenya, my friend. Which model are you talking about?
And that's why you have been seeing William Ruto has been holding regional economic...
How? No, my brother is not telling us anything.
I will give an example of motor vehicle.
There is no country in the world that can operate a bottom-up. If there was a
We have
country
seen
that
it in
could
US.
have operated... If there was a...
We have seen it in US.
Here's what we're going to do.
My brothers are operating on lack of knowledge.
Where the bottom-up economy started and tried is in Tanzania, where we had the Ujamaa.
It failed.
This is now bottom-up. Let me now one-on-one bottom-up. Where now people were coming together, using their money down there to generate their
land was communal.
And the land was communal. So the government
made industries and people were made to work there on certain hours by force.
Yes. And it failed.
That way we
You see, Eugene, they are misinterpreted. This is misinterpretation.
So he says it's misinterpretation, so don't misinterpret it.
But he's not explaining anything. But he's not explaining
You see,
anything.
the Ujamaa, there was no free market. But let me tell you, under the bottom
there was no free market.
Free market
What
in
is
Kenya.
free market?
There will be competition.
Okay, gentlemen. My question is this.
So what you're trying to say to Tarudi Ujamaa?
There will be no communal ownership of land or communal ownership of properties. Everybody will be operating on his own hard work.
Minor, I think here's the question.
Yes.
The critics are so many on the bottom-up approach. But what is the alternative? Let me hear from you. What is the audience?
The alternative would be...
What is your model? What is your party pushing?
My alternative would be...
Yes. Because they say at least they have a model that they are bringing.
Yes. Our alternative would be buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Buy Kenya, build Kenya.
If we could use that by doing what? I'll give you an example. Buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Yeah.
My brother here, we have. I'm looking at my brother, looking at the region where I and him come from.
Yeah.
Our region is of fish. Now, where am I? I'm from Kiambu, but you know what I'm saying that. Fish and sugarcane.
Yeah.
So, buy Kenya, build Kenya will be this. Ensure those regions that can produce a certain product.
This is the ODM position.
I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
Go, if it is sugarcane, build on sugarcane, make sure there is productivity in sugarcane that will bring wealth back to the people and keep sugarcane product. I'll give you an example. What Uhuru has done to coffee and tea, where now person can sell his coffee and get rebate out of it. What they call kevaji are down here. So make sure our sugar is productive. Our fish is productive. You build what you have. You understand? If guys are into manufacturing industry, I gave you an example of baobab tree. You understand? So if you build our own production, it will be painful the first 5 years. There's
So
no
the
money.
alternative is buy Kenya, build Kenya.
If that can work, it is the best.
All right, ANC.
All these things are talking about models, trickle down, bottom. Those are classroom theories. In governance, listen. In governance, you need to stop corruption. Make sure that you build confidence in the economy. Once you stop corruption, FDIs, all these people will come in, because corruption is a big hindrance to foreign direct investment. These are things that must happen. That will now create job opportunities. You now broaden the tax base. Because factors of production will be working. And when you broaden the tax base, you will lower taxes so that as many people as possible can have money in their pocket. The spending power of people gets enhanced, and economy functions. We saw it with Kibaki. We saw it with Kibaki. 2013. What did Kibaki do? We just need to take care of corruption. So
Kibakinomics, but it's the same thing that.
I'm telling you, these things are classroom. These are classroom things. These models are classroom things. I've told you, good governance. Stop corruption. They are known. It is known what to do. And Kenya will be a better place. Will be heaven for all of us. Okay. So these models. These are all theories for classroom
theories.
I want to tell you something, and maybe these friends of mine have not been paying attention. The bottom-up economic model has 3 pillars.
They don't talk about corruption.
One is agricultural pillar. The second one is leadership and governance. The third one is on financial development. And let me tell you,
let's listen.
Let me tell you, you can't broaden the tax base by merely fighting. You broaden the tax base by having as many people taking part in the economy, having as many enterprises as possible.
Moses insists that the pillar of fighting corruption has to be there. Is there deliberate reason?
Yes, let me tell you, under our leadership and governance pillar, there will be a deliberate effort to fight corruption. And I hope my brothers.
How can RUTO fight corruption? Just give me.
No, that is perception you are trying to build. Let me tell you. This is the point. How we are going to strengthen, how we are going to make sure we operationalize this leadership and governance. We are going to strengthen the independent institutions, like the police, the judiciary, and other relevant institutions. We shouldn't have the political activities or the political affairs of the day affecting the fight against corruption, like we have been seeing under the Jubilee government under the handshake government since 2017 to 2020.
How? Let's talk about the how.
The independence of. We are going to make sure that we empower the independent and the constitutional institutions that are relevant in fighting corruption, whereby we are going to remove the police from management of the economy, like we have been seeing. And the how is this. We are going to make sure that the hiring of public or the holders of these positions follow the stipulated requirements of the Constitution. We shouldn't have the political interference or the political appointment per se, or influence in terms of the appointment. independent institutions are going to play their role. The parliament is going to play its role in terms of vetting and also appointing various holders of these positions. So the how of fighting the corruption starts from the hiring of the holders of these positions of the independent institutions.
And let me ask, who are the friends of William Ruto?
Show me your friends.
I just asked a question. I didn't say.
We are taking the debate
I just asked a question. So how do you fight corruption?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the logical debate.
And I know your friends.
But what's the answer then? What's the answer to that question?
The answer to that question, William Ruto cannot fight corruption. Yes.
Why?
It's not possible.
Is Raila Odinga the person who can fight it?
I didn't say he is.
When he has the
but I said
and the molasses plant scandal.
I didn't say. I didn't say. But I said William Ruto cannot fight corruption.
So
why I said this? Simple. Western Hotel. Where is it sitting on?
What is the
who's the owner of that land?
That is the case in the course of...
It's still in the...
It is a case of...
We cannot actually even discuss it.
But we are looking at the way they've been communicating about settlement of this issue, is it? So that tells you what? So okay, then from there, look at all the 20 scandals during Jubilee administrations. Start with 215 billion of Eurobond.
Usually we are discussing allegations.
I'm giving no issues. I'm just saying how we cannot fight corruption. To the last one, Galana Kulalu. To the last one.
I think why I want to
say one thing.
You see, these are allegations. These are mere allegations. And we had a president
convicted of grabbing someone's land and convicted and charged and paid. He's only one leader. William Samoei Ruto. The only leader.
You see, Eugene, these are allegations.
They are not.
The president,
now,
we had a president.
Mutesi one is not an allegation.
We had a president.
This is not an allegation, he says.
We had a president from 2013 to 2017. He could have acted on these issues that they are raising. It's quite unfortunate they are raising these issues just 1 year to the election.
Land grabbed from Muteshi is not an allegation. It went through a judicial process and concluded, and Ruto paid.
Is that an allegation?
He had grabbed land.
Right. I want us to take a very short break.
Chapter 6.
Of course, as we take this particular break, I want you to digest on some of the conversations or some of the utterances, speeches that have been made on this particular panel, and you can be able to be part of them. React. And all you need to do is just tweet us and add the hashtag #TheBottomLineKE. Do you agree or do you disagree with either of the panelists that are here tonight? And what is your thought on some of these talking points that we're having tonight on the program? When we come back, we'll be looking at this particular scenario that took place over the last week. And it has to do with the coalitions. Some are being buried and others are being created, and that is the NASA coalition. And we'll look at this particular clip. Let's take a look at it, and then when we come back, we'll also be able to talk more about it after the break.
NASA yetu, the biggest party, ODM imejiondoa, Wiper imejiondoa, ANC imejiondoa, Ford Kenya imejiondoa. Sasa NASA iko katika kaburi la siasa. NASA ni historia. Muhuri. NASA ni nini? Ilikuja, ikafanya kazi yake, alafu ikaisha. Sisi tulikuwa tukisema NASA hawa, lakini baadaye tukaona NASA imenaswa, na tukaona sasa tuelekea. Kwa hivyo sasa tukienda mbele, tusirudi kuangalia mambo haya. Sasa tuanze kuangalia formations mpya zitakuwa namna gani.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now.
You guys have to tweet about this.
What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it?
You haven't heard of the Optiven offer?
No.
I must squeeze you invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer. If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Welcome to Lookup Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Lookup Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Lookup Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now.
Right, welcome back. Thank you so much for still being with us right here on The Bottom Line KE, right here on Lookup TV. My name, as always, is Eugene Andangwe. Of course, we are dissecting some of the latest political events of the week, and we've been having several talking points. We've talked about the incident whereby Deputy President William Ruto is reportedly having had been blocked from traveling to Uganda on a private mission. We've also been looking at the consistency of the party leaders and the parties and what they stand for. And of course, right about now, we're looking at the issue to do with coalition building and coalition barring of some of them that are actually dead politically. And of course, we can take a look again at this particular statement that was made by Moses Wetangula and ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi on the death of the NASA coalition. Let's take a look at that one more time.
The biggest party, ODM, imejiondoa. Wiper, imejiondoa. ANC imejiondoa, Ford Kenya imejiondoa. Sasa NASA iko katika kaburi la siasa.
NASA ni historia. Muhuri. NASA ni nini? Ilikuja ikafanya kazi yake, alafu ikaisha. Sisi tulikuwa kusema NASA hawa, lakini baadaye tukaona NASA imenaswa na tumeona sasa tuelekea. Kwa hiyo sasa tukienda mbele tusirudi kuangalia mambo haya. Sasa tuanze kuangalia formations mpya zitakuwa namna gani.
Right, there you have it. I want to start off with Eric. Eric, party leader, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, was actually blamed by the former NASA principals, Mudavadi, Wetangula, part of those who are forming the OKOA Kenya Alliance. Is it OKOA? No, it's OKA. OKA. Right. One Kenya Alliance, right. That he's not reliable, he doesn't keep his word on coalition agreements, and ODM was actually running away with all the funds meant for the political parties, and especially those who are part of the NASA agreement. Are these accusations fair? Are they true? Or was this just a reason to divorce from NASA?
Before I answer that, I am happy that NASA is done with, and it was about when. December is here, and by December it's up under the Political Parties Act that you must have either a new organization or if you want to shift party, you shift party by December. So all this is happening because by December, you should be where you are supposed to be. Remember, we had COD, which again we did the same, and then NASA came in.
Yeah.
Now we've done the same to NASA. We'll have another name December and beyond. So this has given an opportunity of them now going to their different ways and stand another renegotiation to form another what? Coalition. Of course, they could not talk when they're already in one coalition. So they have to break, not to break as everyone goes, to have another space of another negotiation.
So these harsh words, this name calling, will still end up in them coming back together. Is this what you're trying to say?
Nobody's going anywhere.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Yes.
Moses,
watch this space.
Moses.
About you forgot about the allegation.
Yeah.
When we formed the NASA, every party came on their own. When you go down to politicize, you go down and look for votes on your own. The issue that brings you together mostly is presidential. I will give an example. Even the other day, under the same NASA umbrella, there was a by-election in Western Province. You remember? Where ODM faced it out with ANC. Where ODM faced it out with Ford Kenya, Likuyani and whatever. Okay? When it reaches there, you forget NASA. Kila mtu atafute kura. You understand? So it happened that ODM had more MPs or legislators at all levels. So under the Political Parties Act again, and division of revenue, who is supposed to get more than the other? You understand? So if that was wrong, it's just Big Brother deciding that I have two trousers. Let me give a socks to this person.
So you're saying it's a favor that the ODM party is doing to the other?
It should, and that is why after they went back to talk, ODM party decided, okay, I'm going to share with you this. It is
out of Big Brother goodwill, not
that's
out
what I'm
of
saying.
what the law says.
If out of what the law says, then how much money should Wetangula get? Of course, out of this is getting 36 million. So how much is he supposed to get?
You tell me.
And how many MPs does he have? He's the only senator. There's no second one. Okay? So how many other MPs does he have in parliament? He got the other one the other day. How many does he have? So how much money is supposed to get? Even lesser than 36. You get? Okay. So when you look at that, it's Big Brother being fair.
Big Brother being
yes.
fair.
But
I
there
doubt
is no
Moses
one
is agreeing on that. No one is leaving, and then it's Big Brother.
Let me be objective on this and say this.
From an ANC perspective.
NASA was an outfit that was crafted by my party leader, much earlier. When it started NASA, CORD was still existing. And we marketed NASA as ANC. To an extent, we formed it and marketed to the people. So it got to a point where, because of the mess the Jubilee had visited this country, there was need for the opposition to unite. And my party leader, being the man he is, magnanimous, Musale is the only guy who has supported Uhuru. He's the only guy who has supported he's the only guy who has supported everybody in the political. Yes. He supported Uhuru in 202.
He's also been supported and won, and when he decided not to be supported, he failed.
No, you are not being
Let's
factual.
finish.
You're not factual. You're not factual because Musale was not supported.
Yeah.
He went back and won the seat when the time came.
How did he? Moses, 2 questions you're answering so that you don't lose track.
Yeah, he lost because he supported Uhuru.
Okay.
Yes, and the Western was supporting. Michael Kimbanda Omalo had stamped with authority in Luhya land at that time. And Luhyas expected Musale to stand with Omalo. And he supported Uhuru. That was the reason why he lost. So there was need to unite the opposition under one umbrella. And NASA had gained traction with the Kenyans all over. Everybody was singing NASA. So the only thing that the CORD brigade would do, and that was relevant, was to disband CORD and come and join NASA. And my party leader, being the same man, the magnanimous man he is, he said there were negotiations, but he wanted to, this stalemate was going on for too long. I'm telling you the truth. Musale decided, told Kalonzo and Raila, decide among yourselves who would run as president, who would deputize who. And they said, we did it in 2013, can we use the same formula?
Yeah.
So he became the campaign manager for the NASA coalition.
Yeah.
You know, he was not on the ballot for MCA, he was not on the ballot for governor, for MP.
For anything.
He decided to shelve his ambition to realize a bigger dream. I mean, he's a man who would have won any seat if he wanted. If he wanted Governor Vihiga, he would have won. If he wanted MP, whatever, he would have won it. So we looked at the bigger picture. Now, when coalitions don't form governments, it also brings another challenge. So things went the way they went, and because of many things, some that I may not want to get into, we got into a place where now the friendship that had well existed between the coalition partners became frosty, and people had to pull aside. And of course, parties are allowed to find their bearing, because 5 years is a long time. You must find your bearing, you must remain relevant to your support base and build more support base. So everybody, ODM, they were doing their things, YP was doing their things, as they know better.
Eric insists no one is going away.
No, let me finish. So we got to a point where now, we are some of the, I sit in the neck for ANC. We gave our party leader mandate to move from NASA last year, and the reasons were very clear. It was not productive, it was not helping. We said we formed it, but the best thing was to think outside NASA and start another conversation moving forward, so that we can gain traction with the Kenyans. And thank God that the One Kenya Alliance, again, this is a name that was coined by one of us in ANC. One Kenya Alliance, and it is gaining traction, and as it is, I think anybody who wants to run in this part of coalition will have to come into One Kenya Alliance,
including Deputy President William.
Listen, let me finish. Many other outfits are still being formed. There are governors, second-time governors, who are forming parties, who have already formed parties, but so this thing will be a big vehicle. It's going to be a big vehicle, and I'm not ruling out the NASA partners working together, because it is not about enmity. It's about if anyone wants good for Kenya, then the best thing is to make sure that we are together and find a working formula.
Right.
So the details will come later. I don't want to jump the ship. So I leave it there. Okay. So people working together, I'm sure, because people are not enemies. It's just interests that shift there.
The point is this. NASA died in October 2017. When Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto won the election in 2017, NASA died there and then. What they are doing now, or what they have been doing the last 4 years, is postponing the death announcement.
And burial.
And the burial. It's quite unfortunate that they took a long time and announced it on the weekend. But that be as it may.
This death must have haunted me too.
You see, NASA, as it is, and if you want to realize that it really died in 2017, look at the engagement between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. These are the only two gentlemen that went to handshake each other. Uhuru Kenyatta didn't maybe consult William Ruto, but an account is that they consulted. But if you look at my brothers or our friends in NASA, they were not aware. They were not aware that there was any engagement. They watched it on the TV as ordinary Kenyans as us, we did. So that tells you that NASA died a long time ago. They have only been postponing the announcement of the burial. The point is this. The point is this. The point is this. Before I come to the beneficial of its death, NASA rode on one agenda, and it's good that Moses Oburu has admitted on live TV that their only agenda was to remove Jubilee out of government. They had no futuristic or development agenda for the country. Theirs was only a political interest and being in politics for the sake of politics, for the sake of power. Nothing developmental agenda for the country. How I predict or how I estimate this death to finally pan out. Let me tell you, politics is all about people and resources. Let nobody cheat you. If Musalia Mudavadi doesn't have resources to run a presidential campaign, my friend, that opportunity is going to go to another person. Or the flag bearer of OKOA Kenya or NASA Reloaded is going to go to another person. Because one thing, if he doesn't appeal to the Kenyans, like he has been talking about economy for the last few years and he has not been gaining traction, then it means he is not appealing. So that tells you he doesn't have the people. About resources, only Oburu can tell us and people in ANC. If he lacks these two factors, then he can be a campaign manager in 2022.
Once again.
Once again. But I can tell you, as a matter of fact, the only people I can take serious in that coalition, NASA Reloaded or OKOA Kenya, One Kenya Alliance, is only Raila Odinga. And that is the only person as Hustler Nation we are paying attention to.
So if Raila says he's not running...
Because of this one factor. Raila Odinga, at least he has resources, at least he has people, at least he is appearing to be doing something in politics. But these others, and this can be seen with the performance in the by-elections.
This man
he has been fielding candidates.
Doesn't know anything.
He has been fielding candidates in all the by-elections that we have been having.
Let me tell you, because you don't know. Because you don't know.
So this is the point. This is the point.
The bottom line is what?
The bottom line is this, and our estimation is this. Raila Odinga is the only formidable candidate that can put up to William Ruto's candidature. And that is where our attention is. These others are just pretenders to the throne in 2022.
Let me just answer him about Musalia and resources. I can tell you for free, because I know and I was there. Musalia outspent more money than all the NASA candidates. Raila's chopper broke down for 3 months. Musalia's chopper was running with Raila. His chopper, one chopper is $1 million. A chopper a day is 1 million. This is a man who put his resources, spent, I will not tell you the figures, but I can tell you the man, and he was not on the ballot. This is a man who put resources. And when they talk about his Ruto having money, we don't know Ruto as a production money. We don't know any factory that Ruto runs that produces either juice, Coca-Cola. We don't know any innovation Ruto has been involved in, like Bill Gates, that there's a software named RUTOWare. Listen, RUTOWare that earns these amounts of money. Where is this money? This money that for the last 8 years, 9 years they've been in government, that Ruto is now bludgeoningly rich. Is now where does this money come from? We want to know.
We would ask the same.
Yes.
Where does Musalia Mudavadi produce this money from? So you see, the point is, if Musalia Mudavadi and Kaban
you dismissed him,
if Musalia Mudavadi and OKOA Kenya people don't have resources and are not appealing to Kenyans, my friends, they better follow Raila Odinga and they form another coalition.
Let me just I would be failing not to say this. Yeah. You know, for me, RUTO is not a threat in this country. Because we were here in 2007.
But you are talking about bottom up.
Listen. We were here in 2007. And there was a man called ODM Raila Odinga. We were part of it. That man was never used to spend money, but Kenyans gravitated towards him. He was a wave, up to down. RUTO has not even reached an eighth of that. Let me be categorical on this. We had by-elections. Kabuchai, Matungu, Kisii, Ukambani.
Kiambu.
No, let me finish. You know, there are barometers on which you weigh.
Yes.
The monies RUTO spent in Kabuchai and particularly Matungu. You know, he had crowds, and we knew we have lost this. He was number 3 with a paltry vote. Kabuchai, there were 2. Fort Kenya versus UDA. You know the difference? The difference, my friend. So if you cannot win, and we know the dynamics in Central Kenya, you will explain. The dynamics in Central Kenya are different from, I'm telling you, if RUTO is relying on at his popular wear, he's going to be president.
If UDA can favor a candidate.
I've been quiet.
He's been quiet, and I'm taking your passing shots because we need to end the conversation now.
The dynamics in Central Province are different. I would say there were very many other by-elections. And coming to Central Region, I participated in one by-election, which I never wanted anything RUTO. It is the Kahawa Wendani campaign, where I, Eric Ragaro, I wore ODM plus scarf and everything, campaigned one-on-one with the Jubilee from day one to day last. They had PEP candidate, Kwasi RUTO candidate, and we floored him. Going to Juja, I never participated because now Juja was out of my constituency. I never participated. And ODM never participated. And I'm sure if we did, they wouldn't have won. Because the difference was less than 1,000. Okay. When you go to Kiamba, the difference was less than 1,000. Let me tell you, if you win, and the next person is 1,000, 2,000, you've not beaten that.
The candidate in Kiamba was a UDA candidate.
Let me teach you something, bro, about politics, and this is the politics of Central Region, where
he's teaching me about my
I'm teaching you this. So having won by 500 in a by-election, don't be happy. Actually, you should have won by 10-0. Because the dynamics there tells you the half that didn't vote will definitely go to the other side. And your candidate must win and win thoroughly, which he will not. Parting shot is RUTO will lose the presidency. Big. And he will not just lose, he will lose miserably.
So after the election, if we can be able, you'll still swallow these words. If he wins,
he will lose.
He will lose.
All indications.
And I am telling you, watch this space. Coming December, how many candidates from other parties will follow RUTO? December, every person should be part of a certain political party. Me, I'm not leaving ODM. I want to see how many people he thinks in Mount Kenya will leave Jubilee Uhuru to come to UDA, his party, and forgo 8 months of no salary and no trappings of power and out of Parliament. 8 months. Because the minute the registrar of political party writes to the speaker that this person are moved, your salary stopped for 8 months. I want to see how many people will move. Hiyo wanadhani watakuwa na crowd, utashangaa.
Moses, closing.
My party short is this country is for all of us, whichever politics, whichever formations we belong to. Let us think about Kenya. The country is at crossroads, economically and financially. Our people cannot cope with the new challenges brought on us because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Our parents taking kids to school are finding challenges. There are many stresses, fees, health, all these things. So we all need to focus on the economy, and the man known and with a clear experience on reviving economy is Musalia Mudavadi.
Yeah.
So Kenyans, please look at Musalia Mudavadi, consider him, put him in your prayers, and ultimately vote for him.
Yeah, right.
My friend Eugene, I want to thank you for hosting me here. The bottom line is that Kenya is ready for change. Kenya is ready for an enterprising nation post-2022. For us to build on this enterprising nation, we have to have an effective model, a model that is going to usher in a fresh breath of air. And this is the bottom-up economic model. This bottom-up economic model, for it to operate effectively, we need to have an inspiring, focused, and forward-looking leadership. Only William Ruto is projecting this type of leadership. As we head to 2022, let us maintain peace. Let us elect leaders who are patriotic, leaders who are objective and are very ready to change the economic prospects of our country.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we end the conversation here in these four walls, but we will continue. He's giving you a fist bump, not handshake. Right, but of course, thank you so much for making time.
It was an interesting panel. And
yes, thank you for your time. And
I met you for the first time.
Yes, also for you who's been watching us, I see Sally Daniels on Facebook who says, great show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have Lenny Waweru who actually says, the two guys cannot cooperate in this debate. I don't know those two, Nani, but looking at a few of you, I don't know who that is, but thank you so much for making time. And for all of you who have been actually tweeting us, thank you so much. Let's keep the conversation going. The bottom line KE is the hashtag. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye for now.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.